spilled water all over myself. Hello, Betty. Right? So good morning. I made it down here today. Today's our Tao Te Ching study day. Hey, Aaron. Hi, Betty. Michelle, I saw several names. So, hi. Yeah, I made it. Hi, Catherine. Hey. So, I think we're on 47. Or maybe 48. Let me double check. Honestly, can't remember. I think we're on 48. Yes. Okay. So, good morning, Nina. Good morning, everybody. So, I'm going to jump right in to this book because, oh, super cool. Michelle got her oil kit, over the weekend. So, she's like going nuts with the diffuser, probably. Hi, Tanya. We have teething Avery here. So, at the moment, she's, I know, right? At the moment, she's quiet, so I'm just going to jump right in because she's been super whiny today. Actually, she's been super whiny for like 2 weeks. But her canines are coming in, so it probably hurts a lot. I don't remember. Thank God, I don't remember being 2. So I'm just going to jump right in. We start with this book. Teething is so violent. Yes. Oh my God, she makes me feel violent about her teething too. And she's certainly violent. Then we'll go to this book. It's just awful. And then we'll go to this book. So I can probably get away with like half an hour. So let's just jump right in. 48, unlearning. Studying and learning daily, you grow larger. Following the way daily, you shrink. Your ego part shrinks. You get smaller and smaller, so you arrive at not doing. You do nothing, and nothing's not done. Yeah, it's a perfect description, Tanya. To run things, don't fuss with them. Nobody who fusses is fit to run things. Good morning, Sarah. She has lavender on her forehead and rose and white angelica. Okay. What the notes here say, the word she in the second stanza, my fuss, is troublesome to the translation. The legitimate translation of it as diplomacy would give a stanza she also likes. Ursula Le Guin, this translation says, the alternate is to run things, be undiplomatic. No diplomat is fit to run things. I think there's probably some great truth there. So let me read it over. Studying and learning daily, you grow larger. Following the way daily, you shrink. You get smaller and smaller, so you arrive at not doing. You do nothing, and nothing's not done. To run things, don't fuss with them. Nobody who fusses is fit to run things. I have moments of fussiness, and the more I fuss with stuff, the less gets done. And if I keep on fussing with it, I generally end up destroying whatever I'm doing. Yes, nobody who fusses is fit to run things. If you're in a fussy state of mind, you can't be effective. The only I desire to run is myself. Yes, because trying to run other people is exhausting. Trying to run other situations is absolutely exhausting. And the more you let go of that, the better and better it gets. Really understanding that the only control we have is our own thoughts, whether they're grumpy or whatever. And mine are grumpy today. I'll just own that right up front. I actually did get some sleep last night, but your grammar was autocorrect. Appalling, Sarah. I'm appalled at your horrible grammar. I'm shocked and appalled. I don't think we can be friends. Let's see how Stephen Mitchell puts it for us. I need this practice today because I'm super grumpy myself, which probably is not helping the babies, although they were grumpy before I got here. So that's the point of daily practicing. So when you wake up grumpy and you drive for 2.5 hours and you're still grumpy, you have your daily practice to try and recenter and get over yourself. Okay, so this one's a little more specific. Same verse, different translator. This one's Stephen Mitchell. In the pursuit of knowledge, every day something is added. In the practice of the Tao, every day something is dropped. Less and less do you need to force things until finally you arrive at non-action. When nothing is done, nothing is left undone. True mastery can be gained by letting things go their own way. It can't be gained by interfering, fussing with stuff. Every day something is dropped, right? We talk about that a lot. Every day we drop a belief. Every day we get a little closer to dropping a storyline we have about we have to be in control. We have to rule everything. We have to have everything just so. Heidi, we have to, or we should. This should be different. This should be in this order. This should be A, B, C, D, and it's not. It's X and O and P and a random R. We get really upset about that sometimes, especially if we're off center because we're not taking care of ourselves or we haven't had enough sleep or enough to eat or too much coffee or whatever. But in this daily practicing, these things start to get dropped. These things of how things should be. You start to let go of them and you just start to accept what is. So what is I woke up grumpy. Good morning. What is Avery's teething. And nothing makes her happy. So I don't try to stand on my head and make her happy. We just sit together and hold each other in our grumpiness. We're crangry. We're cranky angry. I like that. We're crangry. Ashlyn's fine. Fortunately, only one is whiny at a time, speaking of. Here. Would you like a granola bar? Well, yes.
Hey.
You're welcome. She says, thanks. Thanks. True mastery is gained by letting things go their own way. You're fine. You're fine. Eat your granola bar. Here you go. Yeah, there you go. Shanks. So, pursuing knowledge for its own sake is entertaining, but not necessarily a great way to live all the time. But dropping stuff is, and less do you need to force things. Hi, Susan. True mastery is gained by letting things go their own way. My friend Bev always said, don't return messages right away. You always felt you had to fix things or find a solution. Now sit back and watch. Yes, perfect. My friend Bev always used to say, if you can at all, wait 24 hours before addressing any problem. She said, in her words, don't be calling people back so quick. Let them figure it out. Call them back tomorrow and they'll probably have figured out their own solution. 9 times out of 10, she was right. Just letting life sort itself out. It is hard sometimes. It is tough, but it generally works. Same with kids. Your kids have a problem, wait 24 hours if you can to address it. They generally come up with their own answer if we give people time. It's definitely true a lot of times at work. So I used to get put through the ringer because people were always talking about, oh, there's going to be layoffs, or oh, the state laws are changing when I was in a state position or a county government position, and Drama, drama. Your problem is when I do that, you wimp out about being assertive. So there's a pendulum swing, maybe. So it's like too much and then not enough. Maybe finding the middle ground. Sometimes waiting. Yeah. I'm going to give you some space and we'll talk tomorrow. Yeah. I'm going to give you some space. When we ran a college dorm, we had to set the rule, no roommate changes outside of office hours, right? Because then you change them and 5 minutes later, but I want to be with my best friend. And you're like, 5 minutes ago you said she was your enemy. I changed my mind. We just had an argument. That's where Avery's at. I don't want the apple. Then you walk away. This happened this morning. Screaming, yelling because I was trying to give her an apple. Then I walked away and the screaming started because she wanted the apple. So that's where we're at. And we can get ourselves like that. Like, I don't want this. And then it goes away and you're like, but I wanted that. Daily practice, daily centering helps you remember. Yes, toddler logic. I don't want that. She actually hid it. I handed her the apple and she hid it. Then I walked away and she screamed, and I went back to her with the apple and she took it and acted like what a bitch I was for taking the apple. Oh, toddlers. Okay, so a lot of people we work with don't ever progress beyond that stage. How dare you take my apple? How could you, you evil grandmother, tempt me with an apple and then not give it to me? We don't know what we want. And we don't, right? We don't know what we want half the time. Here, you want a granola bar too? This one doesn't say thanks. She's like, yeah, like 5 minutes ago. Why didn't you give this to me sooner? And she took it and ran off. Ashlyn's in a good mood. Of course I want a granola bar. Don't be ridiculous. Let's see what Byron Katie has to tell us about. Yes, Heath started his day shift today. And I haven't introduced myself, but my name is Michelle Wolf, and you can find me at CaddyshackDesigns.com. Your kids like to scrub walls and pretend you're the evil stepmother? Whatever. You're like, I don't care what you need to pretend. Just get the walls scrubbed. Speaking of scrubbing walls, I was trying to scrub off crayon and gel pen ink off the wall. And it's not working. Like, the house is painted in some real cheap flat paint because this house was built in the early 90s when they built them basically with tissue paper and duct tape. Any suggestions? Magic eraser. Thank you. I'll try. Yep. Magic eraser. I'm afraid to put lemon oil on the flat paint. But I may have to. I told Morgan, I texted Morgan, I was like, let's paint. Hair dryer and a cloth. Okay, I'll try that. Hairspray, tissue paper, and duct tape. Yeah. The same stupid paint. Yeah. I think we're just going to paint with some more toddler-friendly wipe-offable paint. Okay, Byron, what have you got to tell us? True mastery can be gained by letting things go their own way. The more closely I look at something, the more I begin to notice that I really don't know what it is. That's what I want. Washable paint. Extra high gloss. Okay. You guys are, these are great. This is great information, guys. Thank you. A name arises, and with the silent, is it true? Surrounded by the laughter that comes from not knowing. I am Byron Katie. Is it true? And as the question dissolves each proof, I am left as nothing. In other words, as the woman sitting here. I was born now on this couch in a hotel room with no past other than imagination. How charming and how absurd. Whatever I see is infused with the light of mind. And that light illuminates the one sitting on the couch now, awake and everywhere and timeless. It dissolves everything in its brilliance until there is no one on the couch. What can live but the everlasting laughter? Let there be light, let there be world, since the world, as I understand it to be, is always born now, and now is where it always ends. It can only end in our own head. It can only end if we stop telling the story that it should be other than what it is. And it doesn't mean that we don't work with things, but it means we let things go their own way that can be allowed to go their own way. Yeah, we're going to get some good paint because the paint here is horrible. Things go their own sweet way whether you let them or not. The rose blooms without your approval and dies without your consent. Even though you haven't issued directions, the streetcar rings its bell, the taxi stops to pick up a man, the world runs perfectly, it's all done without you. It's all done for you, whether or not you interfere. Even your interference in life, even your interference is life living itself out through you. Life continually pours forth its gifts and lives itself out in its own sweet way. All you need to do is notice, and that is true mastery. So, that's hard sometimes. That's the strength of a daily practice when you are having the days where it's easy to let things go their own way and to recognize that you're telling stories in your head about the way things should be. And you can sort of laugh at yourself and let all that go. You need that practice for days when it's harder. For days when you wake up and you're like, you know what, that Byron Katie's full of shit. And I hate all this Tao stuff. It's stupid. When you... You know, you need that. You have to have the practice on the good days so that on the hard days you remember that she's actually not. She actually has it down. And sometimes the Tao of shut the fuck up. Yes, that's the Tao I had this morning. Okay, I guess. So... you can't, people want to jump into meditation practice and even probably Koya dancing and stuff like that and have it all be puppies and kittens and, lollipops and stuff. And it is on some days. It's awesome. And you get the cosmic joke and you're totally fine. And you're like, oh, whatever. It's just a story, blah, blah. And you just totally let it go. And then there's other days where you just can't handle it. Like, life is too much. Everything is horrible. And dancing with your shadow stuff can stir up some serious shit. Yes, it can. So, if you don't have the anchor of a system, and you don't have the anchor of a daily practice, you're just tossed around. It's not Koya class till somebody cries. And for anyone who doesn't know, Koya is a dance, a spiritual, physical dance that releases a lot of emotions. Byron Katie's not human. I don't know who said that. I saw it as it was fading away, but that's funny. Yeah. So without an anchor, then you're just tossed. A day is good, a day is bad, and you're just flip-flop tossed around by the waves of your environment. And the whole point is to have a daily practice so that your environment's not dictating how you feel. You're in control of how you feel. And yes, it influences you, but you have this practice of coming back to truth. The truth is, everything's just fine. The truth is, I'm just caught up in a story of how I don't want to make this drive today, or I don't want to be with grumpy toddlers today. And I meet that with acceptance. Like, I don't argue with myself. I'm not supposed to feel like I don't want to be with the grumpy toddlers today. That's bad. It may be, but it's the truth. I didn't really want to come down here today. So I accept that grumpiness, and I accept that some days I want to be here and some days I don't want to be here. And then that allows me to remember, oh, okay, well, I'm going to sit down, do my daily thing. I'm going to do a little meditation. I'm going to do my Periscope. And I know that pretty quickly I'm going to feel better. Right? Because who would like that? Who would say, oh my gosh, I can't wait to go spend 12 hours with some cranky toddlers? Yes! Nobody says that. Only I didn't. I walked in and they both threw themselves on the floor and started crying. Because they were like, oh my God, that lady's here. When that lady gets here, Mom leaves. So they don't really like it when the lady gets here. They don't like me until... Right, they are. You love whining, says no parent, grandparent ever. Yeah, that lady's here. They don't... They're like, holy shit, that lady's here. It's going to be a bad day. They don't like me until after Morgan leaves. They pretty much hate me until then. And some days I'm like, you know what? I could be living in Seattle right now. I didn't have to come to Georgia. That's the ego-y, petty part of me. Is like, you know what? I could be watching orcas and eating at the Pike Place Market, you little brats. Right there, by the time I told Morgan, I was like, you know, I could have moved to Seattle. I didn't have to come here and deal with this. But that's not the truth of it, right? Screw you guys, I'm going home. Oh, here. That's not the truth though, right? No orcas. The truth is, of course I want to be here. Of course I want to be part of their lives when they have grumpy days and I have a grumpy day and we'll all get past it. But if I don't have a practice of taking control of my own storyline and my own emotional state, then our whole day could be spent like that instead of just maybe a couple of hours where we're all like, you know what, this sucks. And acknowledging that it sucks already starts the process of turning it around. And then reaching for my daily reminders of, you know, this is just the story. Toddlerhood lasts the blink of an eye. And the next thing you know, they're out the door. This is nothing. This is nothing. This is a first world, woke up on the wrong side of the bed kind of problem. And I can let it last an hour or so, a couple of hours, or I can let it ruin our whole day. Some days are diamonds. Not dwelling in the this sucks is a practice. Yeah. Acknowledging that this sucks and really allowing that, you know what, this sucks. I don't like it here. I know for some people on the call, they didn't really want to go where they are now. Hopefully it's temporary. Acknowledging the suck is big. You guys, Erin and I used to work together in Colorado. So follow her. She's awful fun. She's awfully fun. You get stuck in the upset story about rules of society that you feel you have to go along with. Yes, Susan. The chains of social expectation. Right. They are put on you. Oh, the good old days in Colorado. Susan, they are, and it's up to you to take them off. And I'm pretty sure that's the process that you're in. You're in the process of, first of all, recognizing that you're acting out roles and expectations that weren't your choice. Yeah. And then you get to go, like wearing clothes in public. Jeez. Sheesh. Who thought that up? Stupid cultural expectations. Why should I have to wear a shirt? Boys don't have to wear shirts. How come I have to wear a shirt? Here you go. Ew, your nose is running. Yeah, stupid rules. The shark is circling, especially in Texas, right? Free the nipple. That's actually a movement, you guys, the free the nipple movement. Don't get me started about shaving legs and arms. Right. There's some expectations we maybe want to consider. Here, your nose is snotty. Here you go. No! So, I have a feeling we've run out of time today. Trained by men to sell... designed by men to sell razors. Yes. And makeup and hair color and all the other things. All the 10,000 things. You want that? Okay. Whew. So anyway, if you haven't established a daily practice already, let's all dye our armpit hair. Well, first we'd have to grow it out, and that might be awkward. You go first. Catherine, you do it, and then you let us know how it works. For the record, no. Let's grow our armpit hair. No. I'm sorry for any men who are listening to the replay or watching live on the web that we can't see or are particularly quiet and we don't know you're here. My apologies. Don't hate me, but I don't have armpit hair. Again, my name's Michelle Wolf and I'm at CaddyshackDesigns.com. One poor web viewer who's sorry that he signed on. Across the top are tabs that you can find all the random things that I do. I don't hate you and I don't either. Yeah. So, there you have it. Do less today, please. If there's anything that you can let go, let it go. True mastery is gained by letting things go their own way. Don't fuss. Thank you, Michelle. Don't fuss today. And acknowledge the suck factor for today. If you're in a sucky position, let yourself fully feel the sucky position of it all. It even helps to write it down and then quickly throw it away so that no one can find you and judge you for it. Or burn it is even better. But write it down. Get it out of your system. And then you can accept better where you're at. And then you can start to see the positives for where you're at. This sucks! That's how I was this morning. I was like, I could have moved to Seattle. This freaking blows. I moved all the way down here to have two kids throw themselves on the floor and start screaming when I walk through the door. This sucks! And then once I got all that out, I was like, okay. Let's do a little quick 5-minute meditation. Let's go hide in the bathroom and do a 5-minute mantra meditation before they notice I'm missing. Let's get the books out first. Periscope. Let's start to shift this around. Yes, it's good to have it though. Just have an agreement. I have an agreement with my daughter that when I die, she is to take all my journals and set them on fire before anybody can even get to the house. Time to dance. So, okay. Accept the suck. Do less. Think about how you want to feel today. Think about how you'd like to feel if everything were going well. How would you feel? And reach for that after acknowledging the crappy part. I'm going to dance the angry I could have moved to Seattle dance. I could be in the Pacific Northwest right now. You're welcome. Thank you for creating the space where I can be totally authentic with you, and it's not a problem. I would anyway. But it's nice. It's always nice to do a little morning check-in with you all, regardless of how I'm feeling. Thank you, Erin. So nice to have you here. You guys follow eGem77. Erin's totally awesome. Erin, everybody on here is totally awesome. Lots of support here. Makes Monday better. Yep. So, much love, everybody. Much love to you. Have a wonderful day. And I will see you tomorrow again for the Big Magic book by Elizabeth Gilbert. We'll keep reading that and explore our creativity. And I will not hug the babies because they hit me. I'll try this afternoon to hug the babies. Bye. Thank you. Love you. Talk to you tomorrow.